No one wants to talk about it. Many of us avoid thinking about it, and some don't ever get around to doing it at all. But preparing a will is one of the most critical things you can do to take care of your loved ones. Joining us now to guide us on making this difficult task a little easier is best-selling author and business coach Jane Blofeld. Jane, thanks so much for talking to me.
Thank you, Kelsey. I'm happy to be here.
So a poll came out last year that said half of all Canadians don't have a will. 25% of them saying they haven't done it because they are, quote, too young to worry about it. Well, we know that death never comes when we're planning it. Jane, what can happen to your assets if you don't assign them?
Well, they could end up going to somebody that you wouldn't want them anywhere near if you were still alive. So the purpose of the will is to make sure that there's a seamless transition of your assets to the people that you want to rightfully receive them at the end of the day.
So if I don't have a will and I want to make sure things are clear for my family, what is the first step? It feels hard to even talk about.
Well, it's not a favorite dinner conversation topic, I can assure you of that, Kelsey. But the thing is it's very important to make sure that you have I call them courageous conversations because that's what they are. So if nothing else, have a conversation with the people that you'd like to make sure receive whatever it is that you own, that you value, and that you want to pass on to them.
Jane, can you explain what a power of attorney is and the importance of having one?
There's two different kinds of powers of attorney, Kelsey. One is a power of attorney for medical, and one is a power of attorney for financial. They could be one and the same person, or they could be different people. And it's very important because if for some reason you're incapable of running your own finances, there's somebody there that you have appointed, that you trust, that can deal with your money. And when it comes to medical, they can make medical decisions on your behalf. Think what would happen if for some reason you were in a car accident and you couldn't speak. It's almost like your voice is speaking for you.
It forces you to sit down and kind of make those difficult decisions. I think a lot of people, myself included, feel like there's this large legal battle that we've got to go through to get a will. When we look at someone like Aretha Franklin, she died last year. Her family thought she had no will, but then there were 3 handwritten wills. They were found. One was under the cushions in the living room. So does that count? Is that valid?
Well, that's a little bit hard to say because there wasn't just one, there were 3 of them. So now they're going to have to, they're going to have to authenticate it. But a lawyer friend of mine told me that one of the biggest litigation cases that she has ever been involved in her entire life was because somebody downloaded a will off the internet and paid $29.99 for it. So the purpose of the will is to make sure that, as I said before, seamless transition. So I highly encourage anybody, the minute you've got any sort of asset, get a will done, have a lawyer draw it up, and make sure it stays current.
Yes, okay, that's excellent advice. Jane, thank you so much for chatting with us about this kind of tricky subject, but you laid it out very well. Thank you.
Thanks, Kelsey. Have a great day.
Okay, Jane's best-selling book, With the Stroke of a Pen, Claim Your Life, includes a master checklist to help you plan your estate properly. You can get more details at yourmorning.ca. Thank you again.